Hey there. So, this experience I want to share with you happened in September of 2019. I was doing a driving job. I was working for the same company I am now, but I was doing pickup and delivery during the day. So, it was in Virginia, and my route was right outside of Roanoke, Salem, Virginia. The area that my route was Christiansburg, Blacksburg, Radford, Pulaski, Dublin area. They call it the New River Valley. As I was coming out of Radford, my route, I would stay up in from Radford back to like Christiansburg area all day, and then I would need to leave Radford, Virginia by 4:30 to get to my last pickup that I had every single day in Pulaski. So I needed to leave out of Radford by 4:30 in order to get, and that's about exit 105-ish on Interstate 81. And then I would, 81 South. And then I would go to Pulaski, which I believe, I've been out of Virginia for a while, but I think it's exit like 89. So that would give me enough time. I needed to get to that other place by 5 o'clock. And then I did pick up and delivery with the tractor trailer, so it was heavy stuff. So you had to get there, put pro numbers on everything, and get it on your trailer. So a half hour was pushing it to make sure there wasn't any issues on the road and to get there in time. So the reason why I'm telling you all those details that seem, random, is I know what time it was when this happened. Because I had to leave Radford by 4:30 every day. Okay. So, like I said, it was a pretty, the time of year in Virginia, it's fall. It's still really hot like summer, but the leaves are just beginning to change. And it's real clear out usually, and it's just a nice time of year. So I'm going down 81, and I notice it's like 65, I think, through there. So I'm going 65, and it's 2-lane interstate on my side, and it's 2-lane interstate on the other side. So whenever you're driving, or just your everyday life, if you notice something that's out of the ordinary, like you can be like in a trance driving, you're thinking about your day or whatever, and when something odd happens, it your brain, it's like clicks. It's like your brain just notices that something's off, like if it's night or day and a deer runs out in front of you, you could be in like a like a daydreaming, but then it's a deer, and you try to avoid it, hit your brakes or whatever, right? So when you're especially driving, just notice how things will catch your attention that's odd. It's got to be something odd, something that your everyday life you're not used to. Okay. So, and everybody does it, and if you think about it, you'll start noticing it more. But anyway, so I'm going down the road 65-ish miles an hour, and on the other side of the interstate, so I'm in the right lane because I'm in a tractor trailer, so I'm not trying to pass people and stuff. So cars are going up, and it's starting to get busy at 4:30 on 81 at this time. 81's always busy, but it's starting to get more busy. So coming at me, and like I said, it's a clear day, no rain, no overcast, anything like that. It's like a really pretty fall day in Virginia. So on the other side of the interstate coming at me, you're used to the cars coming down the road, and you just get caught up in your same old humdrum, everyday stuff, and so the cars are coming down, and I noticed something that it's just odd, like different. And I'm looking and I'm trying to figure out what it is. Like something doesn't look right. And it's not that I think it's paranormal or something right off the bat. It's just something doesn't look right. It would be like that way for anybody, okay? So I'm looking and it looks like a motorcycle or something smaller than a car, like going way, it just appears it's coming on the other side of the interstate towards me really quickly, like way quicker than the cars. And then I'm trying to drive and of course be safe and pay attention. But then I'm trying to watch this, like, what the heck is this? And it happens so quick in your mind is, your brain is trying to think of all these things. So it's coming on the other side fast. And you got to think you're going 65. Those cars are probably going 80. And, this thing is faster than those cars. So I'm watching, and then all of a sudden I'm like trying to figure out, and it looks sort of like somebody on a motorcycle, but it's in 81 is very busy, like all the time it seems like. So you've got cars, it's not bumper to bumper, but it's very busy where if it was a motorcycle, he or she would have to be weaving in and out of traffic in order to get up that, or either going through the middle, lanes to go that fast and pass all these cars. And that's my brain is thinking of all this, like, what the heck, So, I'm watching, trying to drive, watching, and the thing swoosh, just straight by. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, that looked like a motorcycle, but something was off. And I looked in my side mirror, and I mean, it was gone. Before my brain could process, that looked like a motorcycle, but it sort of didn't. And then I look in my, side mirror behind me to try to see, and it's gone. And I'm like, I've had a long day, maybe a hard day, but I'm not that crazy, It's like, what the heck just happened, So, and at this point, not thinking paranormal at all. I'm just, thinking this is every day, and I'm like baffled. So I get to my stop, Pulaski, and I'm still like, what just happened? So I get the pallets. This place usually had like minimum of probably 5 pallets, 3,000 pounds a piece that you have to get on. So I get out of there. So on my way back, so that's my last stop. So I'm going back to Salem, Virginia, which is this side of Salem, which is actually Roanoke County. But going back to Salem, going down 81, the same exact spot as that thing I just seen. So I'm looking. I'm like, what? Are they doing road construction? Is it it's got to be something that I'm not familiar with. I'm just trying to, like I said in other videos, I try to debunk stuff. I try to look for a reasonable, everyday life explanation for stuff before I'm going to jump and say it's something out of this world that I don't understand. So I'm looking, going down through there. Don't see anything. I'm looking for like weird signs, weird construction equipment. Somebody, I don't know, broke down on the side of the road. Anything. There's nothing out of the ordinary. So I get back. So, finish my day or whatever. So then I don't know how many, I didn't write it down, so I don't know how many days it was. So doing my regular route again, the same route, New River Valley, coming out of Radford again by 4:30, getting on the interstate. This was at least 3 days later, if not more days than that later. I see the same thing happen, okay? And I had sort of forgot about it. I'm going to say sort of because I thought about it, but I wasn't thinking about it right then. And I probably thought about it that night and told my family and friends about it. Like, you'll never believe this is so odd, So I see it coming again. And I'm like, okay. It's about the same time. I'm thinking, during the day, still a pretty day outside. It's got to be somebody doing some type of road construction, something, But why would it be the same time every day, right? So again, it's coming, and I'm like, all right, I got it. I got to figure this out. So again, swoosh, straight by me on the other side. And this time I tried to pay attention a bit more, and it looked like somebody on a motorcycle maybe, but the person was very tall, taller than the cars. Okay, so then like sitting on the motorcycle, and then their body, their head or whatever was taller, way taller than the cars, like even taller, as if they were standing beside the cars. They would be way taller than the normal everyday cars. So I finished my day out just like before, and I'm thinking about it more. Like, that's twice, and not every day, because I do that route every day. But it's at the same time, but not every day, And granted, that is the only time normally that I'm on that stretch of interstate, from about the 105 down to the 89, I think. It's a small period of time, a small stretch of interstate. During the day, every day, every night, who knows what happens. But I'm just saying, in that little bit of time that I was there, this happens twice, and I'm like, I'm just thinking, what the heck, like something, I don't know. So anyway, a few days pass, and I'm looking for this thing, nothing, don't see nothing. So I'm like, God, I know I'm not crazy, it's not a fluke, and then the last time when I was coming back, same thing. I'm looking, trying to figure it out. So a few days past the second time, happens again. So I'm more ready this time than I was the second time. So when I seen it, I just got a sick feeling. I don't know if it's because I can't figure it out, or it's so odd, or what. But I'm like, I am going to look at this and figure it out this time. It's got to be an explanation, because it's happening just various days. It's just so odd. So this time I watch it, and it's going so fast. Like I can't even. I'm not even gonna estimate the miles per hour it might have been going. All I know is it flew past the cars so fast, and they're going, I'm going 65, they're going 65, 75, and this thing, it was like they were sitting still, like big time sitting still, right? So, this time when I watched it, it looked like it was, like you've got the 2 lanes of interstate, and then you've got a guardrail right beside the median, and then there's like maybe a 3 or 4 foot shoulder. The shoulder in that area isn't even big enough to really pull your car off on the left side of the road if you broke down or something. It seems like unless you were all the way scrubbing the guardrail, you would be out in the road. So it's not a big area. Well, when I watched it that third time, it was between the guardrail and the car going. Like the car on that side would have been in its left lane, and because it was guardrail, the object, and then the car, because I could see the guardrail, and then I could tell that he or she or it was on this side of the car. And then I started thinking, it's number one, I already knew this wasn't a regular person on a motorcycle, because they wouldn't be able to go that fast. Maybe on the salt flats out in Nevada, but not on an interstate. And there's too much room for error there. If you're between the guardrail and a 3 or 4 foot shoulder that's got trash and who knows what else on it because it's an interstate, and then you've got a car going 65. Yeah, there are people that would probably do it and have done it, going really fast down the shoulder. But this thing was going so fast. And that's one thing that I couldn't figure out. And it was it was black, like I said, it was daytime, pretty day. This thing, it was very, very black, and it was tall and thin, and it seemed like it had some type of tall hat on, and then it had it wasn't on a motorcycle. It was like it was, I guess I'm thinking it was riding something, because it wasn't like it was like walking. It was just like swoosh. Like, walking, people are going to go back and forth a little bit. I think that's why I think it was riding or on something. But I didn't see a motorcycle, and I didn't see anything that it was on. It was just the figure itself. And it was very thin and tall, and it looked like it had some type of shoulders. And like I said, it's going so fast that I'm just trying to piece together my recollection of what I can remember, of what it looked like. And it appeared to have something, I don't know if it was a coat or material or a shadow, but it was just as dark as it was, like flowing behind it just a little bit. And what I think what everybody tries to do is when you see something, you try to relate it to something in your everyday life here on earth that you're used to. And that way you can give a comparison to other people. So it just looked like it had something like a coat on that was flowing behind it a little bit. And so this happened 5 times over a period of maybe I wouldn't even say a full 2 months, maybe a month and a half. And after the fact, like after the 4th time, I rode up there in that area and looked, because I was like, there's got to be an explanation. And I just rode up there on my personal vehicle on the weekend. And we rode up, turned around, come back like 3 times, just trying to figure it out. I'm like, there's got to be something that's so odd, And we couldn't figure anything out. We couldn't see anything. There was no explanation. So then after we did that one weekend, I'd seen it one more time, and then I ended up switching routes, not because of that situation, but just because I wanted a different route or whatever. So and my route was like in going up north, and it was like far away from Radford. So I never seen it again. I've been up and down that interstate since, but I haven't seen it. I can't tell you that I was there at the same time on the interstate, at 4:30, but I just never seen it. I've seen it 5 times, and I still don't have an explanation for it. I'm going to do a video of something that happened in that area. I don't know if it's related, but just a few things. I've experienced a few things in that general area. I don't have an explanation for, but this thing seemed like it was, it just gave me a really sick feeling, and I don't know what it was doing or where it was going or why, but it just didn't seem like it was a good spirit or thing or whatever it was. But I'm curious, 81 between Radford, Pulaski, Christiansburg, has anybody experienced anything on that interstate? Email me, paranormalportfolio@gmail.com or comment, because I'm interested to see if anybody else has experienced anything like that. And then especially if you travel that way on a normal basis, keep your eye out and tell me if you see anything. Thank you. Bye.